Think of our actions as not just random occurrences, but rather a window into our subconscious desires and unresolved conflicts. Psychoanalysis isn't just any philosophy. It's a roadmap of self-discovery, a flashlight that beams into the darkest corners of our psyche. You see, every action, every word, every quirk has a hidden story to tell. And psychoanalytic theory helps us decode them. So, if you've ever felt like you're wearing a mask or wandering in a maze of conflicting emotions, this video might just help you unearth your true self. We'll discuss everything from concepts like the id, ego, and superego, peer into the significance of dreams, and discover how early experiences sculpt our adult lives. Let's start by peeling back the layers of our minds. Quite literally. Think of our mind as an iceberg, where the tip that's visible above the water represents our conscious thoughts and actions. But there's a whole lot more lurking beneath the surface. This is where the iceberg analogy shines. According to psychoanalytic theory, our conscious mind is just the tip of the iceberg, while the vast expanse below the water symbolizes the unconscious. Where it gets intriguing is that it's in this submerged realm that the seeds of our behavior are shown. Motivations we can't quite explain, fears that seem to arise out of nowhere, and memories we've buried so deep that they might as well be lost treasures. Exploring the unconscious is like embarking on an archaeological adventure into our own minds. By carefully excavating these buried emotions and hidden motives, we begin to unravel the intricate threads that weave our personalities and shape the way we interact with the world. This concept of unconscious mind was pioneered by none other than the granddaddy of psychoanalysis himself, Sigmund Freud. He believes that understanding the layers of our mind, from the conscious to the unconscious, was like deciphering a complex code that holds the answers to our behavior. But how do we even begin to access these concealed thoughts and feelings? Well, that's where techniques like dream analysis, free association, and even slips of the tongue come into play. These methods act as our flashlight in the dark, helping us catch glimpses of what lies beneath the surface. Now that you have a better understanding of the unconscious, let's stroll into the depths of the human psyche itself by looking into Sigmund Freud's structural model. Freud's model suggests that our psyche is divided into three components: the id, the ego, and the superego. Think of them as the three amigos with distinct personalities, all contesting for control over your choices. First up, there's the wild child of the trio, the id. This is the primal part of your psyche, driven by instinctual desires and pleasure-seeking tendencies. It's like that voice in your head that says, "I want it, and I want it now." Imagine craving a delicious chocolate cake right after a hearty meal. That's your id throwing a little tantrum. Then there's the ego, your in-house mediator. This rational part of your mind steps in to find a balance between the id's impulsive demands and the reality of the situation. It's like the voice of reason that says, "Sure, chocolate cake sounds amazing, but maybe just a small slice for now, and save the rest for later." And finally, we have the superego, the moral compass of your psyche. This part develops over time, influenced by societal norms and values. See it as your personal judge, making sure you make decisions that align with your sense of right and wrong. So, when you find yourself deciding against that extra slice of cake because you've had your share, that's your superego at work. Let's put this model into action using a more relatable scenario. Imagine you're at a store, eyeing a stunning pair of shoes. Your id screams, "Buy them now, they're perfect." Your ego steps in, assessing your budget and reminding you that you already have a similar pair. And your superego chimes in, questioning whether spending on another pair of shoes aligns with your financial goals. Understanding this dynamic trio gives you a backstage pass to your internal conflicts and desires. By recognizing when your id's desires clash with your ego's rationale and superego's morals, you can make more informed decisions that truly resonate with who you are. Now, it's time to turn our attention to a realm where reality and imagination meet, the world of dreams, often hailed as the royal road to the unconscious. Sigmund Freud believed that dreams are like windows to our innermost thoughts and desires, a portal through which our unconscious speaks to us. Ever had a dream that left you scratching your head, wondering why you were soaring through the sky on a giant rubber duck? Freud suggested that even the most bizarre and seemingly nonsensical dreams hold hidden messages, waiting to be deciphered. Say you dream of being chased by a menacing creature through a dark forest. On the surface, it might seem like a scene from a horror movie marathon, but according to Freud, there's more to it. The forest could symbolize the unknown or an upcoming challenge, while the creature might represent a fear or anxiety you've been suppressing. In this dream scenario, your unconscious is speaking to you in its own unique language, a language of symbols and metaphors. And when we take the time to decipher this language, we gain a deeper understanding of ourselves, our fears, and our desires. And if you're wondering, how can I figure out the secrets of my own dreams? Know that anyone can achieve this. Start by keeping a dream journal. Jot down your dreams as soon as you wake up, capturing every detail, from the characters to the setting to the emotions you felt. Over time, you might start noticing patterns in recurring symbols that lead you straight to the uncharted territories of your mind. But remember, dream interpretation isn't a one-size-fits-all deal. A dream of flying for one person might mean something entirely different for another. Let's talk about defense mechanisms, the brilliant ways our minds shield us from emotional storms. Imagine you're driving along a winding road, and suddenly, a storm clouds the sky. What do? You put up your windshield wipers, turn on your headlights, and grip the steering wheel a little tighter. Similarly, our minds have built-in mechanisms to navigate the storms of our emotions. And these are what we call defense mechanisms. Defense mechanisms swoop in to protect our fragile egos from distressing thoughts, emotions, and memories. But sometimes, these protective measures can also keep us from facing our true feelings and inhibiting personal growth. Ever had a memory that's too powerful to recall? That's one mechanism, repression, which shoves those memories deep into the basement of your mind, away from conscious awareness. Another is projection, the one that takes your insecurities and assigns them to someone else. Now, denial, our ultimate gatekeeper of emotions, is the one that brushes off reality like it's no big deal. Like that one friend who insists it's not raining while you're standing in a downpour. And then there's displacement, the art of redirecting emotions from one target to another, like channeling your work frustrations into a heated video game match. Here's the thing, these mechanisms aren't necessarily bad. They're our mind's way of helping us cope with overwhelming emotions. But recognizing when you're using these mechanisms can lead to a deeper understanding of yourself and your triggers. Let's bring this home with an everyday example. Say you have an unexplainable fear of public speaking. You might be using the defense mechanism of avoidance, steering clear of the situation that triggers discomfort. But what if you dig a little deeper and uncover that this fear is tied to a childhood memory? Suddenly, that defense mechanism becomes a breadcrumb, leading you to self-discovery. So, here's your challenge. Take a moment to reflect on your own life. Can you identify moments when you've used defense mechanisms to shield yourself from certain emotions? So, we've talked about the world of dreams, layers of our psyche, and even explored the defense mechanisms. But how do we really apply psychoanalysis to real life? See psychoanalytic techniques as a map to navigate the landscape of your mind and discover the treasures buried within. Unearth repressed memories, understanding your motivations, and fostering self-acceptance. These aren't just buzzwords. They're keys to unlocking a profound sense of clarity and empowerment. You know those moments from your past that you've buried deep down because they're just too painful to confront? Psychoanalysis encourages us to venture into those uncharted territories, face the shadows of our past, and heal wounds that might still be affecting us today. And then there's understanding motivations. Ever wondered why you have a certain pattern in relationships, or why you react a certain way to certain situations? These techniques help us trace these patterns back to their roots, unveiling the underlying motives that shape our actions. But perhaps the most beautiful aspect is fostering self-acceptance. As we dig into our minds and uncover our quirks, desires, and even the parts we might not be so proud of, we embark on a journey of embracing our whole selves. By understanding our own minds, we gain the power to navigate our lives with intention and authenticity. It's like holding the reins of your destiny and steering it toward the horizon you choose. So, how can you keep these principles to your own life? Start small. Reflect on your dreams, dig deep into your motivations, and dare to uncover the memories you've tucked away. And remember, this journey isn't about finding quick fixes. It's about embracing the process of self-discovery and self-improvement. Remember, the power of understanding your mind is a gift that keeps on giving. And if this journey has ignited a spark of curiosity within you, or inspired you to look within and explore the mysteries of your psyche, do give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and share your thoughts in the comments below.